Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are strapping in for, well, a pretty rapid high-stakes countdown.
Yeah, a big one.
We're not talking about, minor software updates here. We're looking at the 10 most critical and I think often overlooked shifts reshaping the global AI landscape right now.
That's right, because when you actually look at the source material, the reports, the investment filings, the private leaks, you see that the whole ecosystem is making these massive strategic pivots.
And it involves everything, right? Infrastructure spending, privacy, even how artists get paid.
Exactly. And our mission today is to give you that shortcut. We've pulled out the key insights that show where the smart money is really going because most of this is just flying completely under the radar.
We've structured it as a countdown. We'll jump right in, starting with number 10, and work our way down to the single most important story you need to get your head around today.
Let's do it.
All right, let's get started. At number 10, we have an issue that, honestly, it sounds like a conspiracy theory, but it's now confirmed deep in the fine print. The hidden cost of free services.
This is the privacy scandal that should genuinely concern everyone. The reports we've seen have detailed that billions of private interactions,
And we're talking about things you assume are safe, right?
things you absolutely assume are safe, archived photos, messages you deleted, even voice notes you thought were long gone, they're being used, sometimes retroactively, to train the next-gen models.
But the really terrifying part of this, for me, was this concept of the shadow profile. I thought that if I, used an encrypted service and didn't upload my own data, I was basically safe.
Not at all. That's the big misconception. The AI doesn't just profile your input, it profiles you based on the data shared about you by everyone else.
What's an example of that?
Say a friend sends a voice note to someone else about a movie they saw with you, or they archive a photo that you're in. That data helps the AI build a complete behavioral profile of you, even if you never consented.
So even if I delete the photo from my phone, the fact that someone else has me tagged in it in their archived account means the AI is still learning from that interaction.
Precisely. It builds a behavioral dossier. And this means the action item for every user is non-negotiable. You have to audit your permissions now.
Okay, so look specifically for those really ambiguous settings like data sharing for research or model training.
Right. Find them, toggle them off. It's the only way to regain even a little bit of control.
A necessary audit for sure. So if that's the risk on the back end, let's talk about the front end. This brings us to number 9, the trust crisis in AI search. The hallucination problem.
Right. Everyone is using AI for summaries and quick answers now. But the analysis of tools like ChatGPT and Perplexity shows this massive reliability issue. Over 50% of AI-generated search results contain some kind of inaccuracy.
And these aren't trivial errors, like confusing two actors in a movie. The sources are highlighting things like incorrect financial reports, wrong legal precedents, even dangerous and outdated medical advice.
And it's presented with such confidence. That's the dangerous part. But we have to understand why this happens. An LLM doesn't retrieve information, it predicts it.
It's predicting what the answer should look like based on its training data, which might be old.
Exactly. It isn't actually searching the live web in the way we think of Google search doing. It's painting a picture of an answer.
That's a great way to put it. It's an artist, not a librarian.
Mm.
But are the companies fixing this? I mean, is this problem getting better?
They're trying, of course, but it's an incredibly complex problem. For now, the takeaway has to be that you treat an AI search result like a hypothesis, not a fact.
So do not automate any significant business decisions based just on an AI summary. You have to double check it.
Every single time. Treat it like a very fast but slightly drunk intern.
Moving up to number 8. We're pivoting from software to financial strategy, and this involves the Oracle of Omaha himself, Warren Buffett.
This is fascinating. He famously avoided tech stocks for decades, but he just made a huge move.
A massive move. He dumped a huge chunk of his Apple stock and bought $4.3 billion worth of Alphabet, Google.
And the analysis behind this move tells the whole story. Buffett isn't betting on a consumer product anymore. He views AI not as a product you sell, but as a fundamental utility.
Like electricity or the railroads.
Exactly. And if AI is the utility, Google owns the power lines. They own the cloud compute, the data pipelines, and the user platforms like YouTube, Android, and Search that just constantly feed the machine.
It's a bet on the plumbing.
It's a bet on the plumbing, not just the water coming out of the tap. He's buying the refinery, not just the oil.
So the investment insight here is pretty clear. Stop looking for the next cool AI app and focus on the companies that own the data centers and the platforms.
That's where the real durable value is.
which flows perfectly into number 7.
Oh,
Because if Google is the infrastructure, their new product shows us what they're building on top of it. We're talking about Gemini 3 and, well, the death of the static web.
this is genuinely revolutionary. We're seeing the end of the web page as we know it. Gemini 3 has this feature they call generative UI.
Okay, break that down. What does that mean in practice when I ask it a question?
It doesn't just give you text or a list of 10 blue links anymore. The AI dynamically codes a custom interactive interface just for you on the fly.
So if I ask for a travel itinerary,
It doesn't send you to Expedia. It literally codes a travel dashboard right in front of you with maps, budget sliders, clickable booking links, a bespoke application.
so web developers building static sites, their job just changed fundamentally.
It's compounded by their anti-gravity agent platform, where these AI workers can just autonomously execute tasks. You can tell it, plan the trip and book it, and it will go and do that for you.
That sounds incredibly convenient, but also a little scary. I mean, what are the security risks if AI agents are booking things for me?
That is the core trade-off: convenience for security. The takeaway for any developer or SEO expert is you have to start optimizing your content to be read by AI agents, not just by people.
Because the AI is about to become the main browser.
It's the new front door to the internet.
Okay, before we hit our top 5, number 6 has some good news for creatives, finally. OpenAI's video model, Sora, is launching a revenue-sharing program.
Yes, and this is a really powerful counter-narrative to that whole AI is stealing art argument, because this is not about paying you for views like on YouTube.
No, it's payment for training influence. Can you walk us through how that actually works?
It's very sophisticated. If your unique animation style or your character designs or even your visual ideas measurably improve the model's ability to generate high-quality video, you get paid a royalty.
So you're licensing your creative DNA to the machine.
That's exactly it. And this creates a huge incentive for quality. You can't just flood the system with mediocre work. You have to be distinctive.
You have to be good enough to actually influence the entire model's output.
Right, so the takeaway for creators is this: stop posting your best work for free. Focus on building a consistent, high-end portfolio so you're ready to feed the machine licensable data when this program opens up.
You could get paid to literally influence the future of the medium.
A huge opportunity.
All right, let's unpack the top 5, starting with number 5, the end of manual ad optimization.
This is for anyone who makes money: online app developers, bloggers, publishers. Google just updated AdSense and AdMob with AI automation that doesn't just assist people, it basically makes them obsolete.
We've had auto ads for years, though. What makes this a different animal?
It's moved into prediction and real-time negotiation. The AI uses gaze tracking data to predict exactly where a user's eyes will land on a page.
Okay.
Then it instantly places the highest-paying ad format in that spot and negotiates the auction for that ad, all autonomously in milliseconds.
So my old job of spending hours A/B testing banner placements to maximize clicks, that skill is now worthless.
Completely. The skill of ad optimization is now a button you press. The new game is just about volume. The richest creators will be the ones who can generate enough quality content to feed this automated monetization beast.
The lesson is clear then. Turn on the AI optimization features. Stop trying to outsmart the algorithm, because it's now your sales manager.
Now for number 4, a real shocker from the East: the rise of Kimi K2 from the Chinese firm Moonshot AI.
This is the model that's reportedly beating GPT-5 on reasoning and logic benchmarks. It just confirms the global AI race is heating up.
And what's so fascinating is the core innovation here. It's something they're calling thinking tokens.
How do thinking tokens actually work?
So the model can scale its intelligence when it needs to. It literally pauses the generation process to allocate internal resources to think. It verifies its own logic before it continues with the answer.
So it's like a mini researcher critiquing its own steps as it goes.
Exactly, which leads to far fewer logical errors. And here's the kicker: even though it's thinking, the overall process is actually cheaper to run than the big American models.
Wait, cheaper? How?
Because it corrects its own mistakes internally, it's more efficient. The takeaway for any developer paying huge API fees is you have to test this. You might get smarter answers for half the price.
International competition is coming on strong. All right, number 3. This is less about software and more about a massive market signal that connects right back to what we said about infrastructure. The miners pivot.
This is a huge story. Bitfarms, a massive Bitcoin mining company, announced they're pivoting, They are selling off their crypto mining rigs and gutting their facilities.
To install what?
High-density GPU farms,
Yes.
specifically for AI compute power.
This is such a clear macroeconomic signal. They're moving from a purely speculative, energy-intensive asset to the single most in-demand resource on the planet right now.
And it connects perfectly back to Buffett's bet on Google at number 8. The money is demonstrably flooding away from speculative assets like crypto and into tangible infrastructure, the hardware that powers AI.
When the gold miners stop digging for gold and start selling shovels instead.
You follow the money, it's the highest conviction bet you can possibly make on the future.
We're at number 2, this one. This one is visually unsettling, but also just technologically profound. Meta's new lip sync AI.
This just instantly demolishes the language barrier for video creators. The tool translates your video into another language. But it also uses AI to resculpt your lips to perfectly match the new words.
The result is stunning. I mean, you record one video in English, and the AI spits out versions in Spanish or Mandarin where you look like a perfect native speaker. Flawless lip sync, no trace of dubbing.
Global reach becomes instant. Think about the implications for education, corporate training, everything.
It means creators and businesses really have no excuse to stay local anymore. The takeaway is simple. Use this tool. You can triple your audience overnight just by running your videos through the pipeline.
The world is your audience now, immediately.
And finally, our number 1 story, the leak that got the highest engagement and really confirmed the next era of AI, the leak of Nano Banana 2.
Right, this is Google's next-gen image generator, codenamed GemPix 2. The leaks show output quality, that is. It's terrifyingly perfect. 2K native resolution upscaled to 4K. But the real giveaway.
The text is perfect.
The text is perfect. And generative AI has always been terrible at text. It produces that weird, smudged nonsense writing.
So why did this model solve it?
Because of the mechanism. They call it the multi-stage pipeline. Instead of generating an image in one go, this system plans the scene, generates a draft, verifies it, and then refines it. It critiques its own art before you ever see it.
So when it renders text, it's not just drawing lines. It's using a second reasoning engine to check for spelling, like a human proofreading a sign.
Exactly. It thinks about what it makes. And that is the massive shift. We're moving from generative AI, which just makes stuff, up to reasoning AI, a system that plans, verifies, and corrects itself.
That's self-correction. That's the next frontier.
And that's our list, from the shadow profile scandal through the big money pivots, all the way to the dawn of reasoning AI.
The thread that really connects all 10 points is that AI is just becoming smarter, more autonomous, and it's fundamentally rewriting how money and value are created, whether that's automated ad sales or licensing your own creative DNA to the machine.
And that brings us to the final provocative thought, which comes right from that number 1 story, Nano Banana 2. It creates the central paradox for right now. You should get ready for a world where you can't trust your eyes at all.
Because the deep fakes will be perfect and untraceable.
But you can completely trust these very same tools to create professional-grade marketing assets and content for basically pennies.
The world is changing fast. The tools are getting exponentially more powerful. Thanks for joining the deep dive. All the links to the original sources, those videos and reports, are in the show notes. Go check them out and see this stuff in action.